Hey, oh, you can't hear me yet. Hey, everybody, what's up? I'm Eric Harrison. You know the drill. Welcome to the Death Twitch 9 year anniversary. We're going to watch Phantasm 2 together because I never made a review for it, so we'll just watch it. And I'll talk some smack and drink some beers, and hopefully you're over there drinking something. I need to get my buzz going, so while we watch the title sequence, and this mother better be recording. It seems to be. All right, it says it's recording. I'm going to go ahead and chug some beer. So let's raise a toast for 9 years of the Death Twitch, even though I only really, I only really was active for about 4 years. But it is what it is. Look, I'm still alive at least. So let's celebrate that. All right, I'm going to drink my gross ass Old English 800 malt liquor, and you guys have whatever it is that you have, Budweisers or whatever this shit. Okay, here we go. I really got to get my buzz going. Mm. Anyway, so this girl looks kind of like uh, Kristen from Elm Street 3 a little bit, but I guess that's just me being dumb, thinking all blondes look alike. I'm a blondist, meaning I am ignorant about blonde rights. Okay, what the fuck am I saying already? Jesus, we only just started and I'm already incoherent. I almost said something political, but I ain't gonna do that. We ain't going there. This will be our escape from politics. But yeah. Here we're getting our flashback scenes to catch us up because it was it was like 8, 9 years when this came out after the original. It's kind of a ways. Like that's kind of a long time to wait to make a sequel. So yeah, you got to remind everybody. But that's what the Friday the 13th movies do, and I love that about those Friday the 13th movies where they recap stuff. They recap all the kills and the basic plot from the previous films. So it's already begun. Already begun. It was the tall man. Here, we're going to have to raise another toast. Because why not? The whole thing, let's just celebrate. Find any reason to drink, is what I say. So, raise them up again. We're going to get our buzz going early on. Here's the Angus, man. Here's the Angus Scrim. Thanks for being in all these movies. Even though the fifth one is not. It's not all that. Man, it's not even a little bit of that. So, let's get into talking about Phantasm and the franchise, since I know you're dying to know how my opinion probably opposes yours. Is that it's my understanding that everybody loves the second one, second Phantasm, the best. And I think it's great, but I prefer the first movie. I feel like the first movie is a more solid film. It's more clear. I mean, even though it's very dreamlike and kind of confusing. If you pay close enough attention, you get the idea of the themes that they're going for and the general story and plot. Makes a lot of sense, especially at towards the end, until the fucking tall man pulls a mic through the mirror into Wonderland. And I like the second one a lot. I like the whole Phantasm franchise. Like I said, with maybe the exception of Part Five, which I've seen like 2 or 3 times, and I try to get into it, but I think it's overly complicated, like unnecessarily complicated, which is something that happens to film franchises as they go along often. You'll hear me often say I like the originals usually more than the sequels because they're, in my opinion, they usually are more of a solid movie, more focused on story and characters often, and then the sequels they just kind of go to whatever it is everybody liked about the first one. So more flying balls, more Jawas. Still great movie. I do love, like I've been watching this movie since I was little, especially all of them. Phantasms 1 through 4 I've been enjoying for quite some time. I enjoy that they don't quite make sense. It's an interesting thing, these movies. They kind of just like get into your head. Even if you don't fucking understand what the hell's happening. There's just something like it intrigues you, you know? It's like I guess it's because you're trying to figure out the mystery of what the fuck is going on in these movies. That's the intriguing part. But I was playing GTA 5 the other day, and was driving around in a hearse that I had found. And then I decided to go to the cemetery and try and find the tall man and kill him. I didn't find the tall man, but wouldn't that have been an awesome ass Easter egg in GTA 5? You go and you can actually fight the tall man. But my point is, like, I feel like I could thrive in the world of Phantasm. You give me a muscle car and a 4-barrel shotgun, and I'm pretty good to go. I think I would do all right. I mean, look at these little ass Jawas. You could fucking kick them in the head and and run away. I don't know why they're supposed to be scary. Yeah, beat that midget, bam, down the stairs with you. Oh, I said, is that offensive? I said midget. I could call them short shit. I'll call all little people short shits. That's not offensive. I love this how they just jump through head first through the glass out of a second story window. I guess if you're being chased by little shits, short shits, and yeah, maybe if they gang up on you, if there's enough of them, then those little guys become a danger. But if one or two, you just kick them in the head or hit them with a baseball bat. Excellent explosion, by the way. And look at good old Angus, unfazed. That's awesome. The only other thing I've seen him in is the Bloodstone. What are those fucking called? I forgot. Wow. Bloodstone? You know what I'm talking about. Um, and I think he was in Kinney and Company. Perhaps. No, maybe not. I'm thinking of Reggie. Reggie Bannister was in Kinney and Company. I can't remember. Was Angus Scrim in that? Anyway, Kinney and Company was Don Coscarelli's movie before Phantasm. It also stars this guy that plays Mike. I forget his name. I forget names. You guys know that. Whatever his name is, you know who I'm talking about. Mike from the original one, I mean. Not this Mike that replaces the original Mike. Yeah, I think she looks a lot like Kristen from Dream Wars, and that'd be an interesting if it was her, if that was her character, and this was somehow these universes were connected. Bring that on. I want to see Freddy versus the Tall Man, and with Kristen in the middle to fight them both. That'd be awesome. You hear that, Hollywood? Get off your asses and do something worthwhile. I want to see this shit. Freddy versus the Tall Man. Who do you think would win? My money's on the Tall Man. And I don't know why either. He's just intimidating, even if he doesn't really do a lot sometimes. He just has his little short shits running around doing the dirty work for him. But anyway, here's our replacement for the original Mike. He's fine, but I would like the continuity of the original actor to be in the movie. I think they wanted somebody prettier, if I'm being completely honest. I think that's why he wasn't cast in the sequel and they got this guy. So, no bad words to this actor. He does fine, but I just get thrown off sometimes when characters get replaced. Going back to Kristen again, was replaced for Elm Street Part 4, and it's awkward and it feels weird. It would be so much, like, no offense to Tuesday Night, but if Part 4 had Kristen, the original, I can't remember her name. What the fuck is her name? I just call her Medium. If it had Medium, you don't even know what I'm talking about. That was an old show from back in like 2008 or some shit. Medium. Anyway, I'm all over the place. But I just prefer the original actors. But yeah, Hollywood politics. What you gonna do? They gotta have a pretty boy to star in their movie. How they gonna get those female asses in the seats, right? You gotta have yourself a pretty boy actor. Jesus, can you imagine digging up even one grave? You know they put those things like 6 feet down, right? That's a lot of dirt to dig up. I could never do that, especially nowadays. I can't even walk around. So it's a good thing I never had any ambition of being a grave robber, I suppose. But you need an Ed Gain out there. He's pretty good at digging up bodies. You need yourself an Ed Gain. Just let him dig up some shit and then like pretend like you're the cops and scare him away and then go and then finish robbing the grave. See, look, I got it. I know what to do. I know how to get what I want without having to do any work for it. But I do like part two, even though it's a very different kind of movie than part one. But they try to keep, a lot of the aspects of the Phantasm universe intact as far as we get the cemetery scenes like this. We get funeral home scenes later on and that kind of thing. Mortuary or whatever they call those. And oh yeah, of course we got our badass Kuda, Hemi Kuda. I don't really know anything about cars. I just know that muscle cars are awesome. So if I got that wrong, feel free to chew my ass out and tell me I suck. And then leave a like. And don't forget to subscribe. And look, we get ourselves another explosion. It's only been 5 minutes. I love it. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. We've got 2 badass explosions already. I feel like I wish every 10 minutes there should be a big ass explosion, and it could just be completely unrelated to what's happening in the movie. Like the like when they're at the hardware store or the gun shop or whatever the fuck it is, and they're making their weapons. If just like the building across the street blew up in the background, that's fine. And they just because they're so used to buildings exploding, so it's like doesn't even affect them. Yeah, like they'd be shocked if it didn't blow up. Good job of not showing the camera in the reflection of his sunglasses, because sometimes you could just see the whole crew in somebody's glasses or in the window of a car or whatever. So good job, Don Coscarelli. It's almost like you know how to make a movie. Wonder what he's working on these days. The last thing I saw by him was John Dies at the End, which I thought was good until about the last 20 minutes. And then it just gets overly complicated, which I don't like, as I previously stated. Some complicated movies work, like maybe Inception kind of situation. But I think movies should stay simpler. Unless you're going for the mind fuck. Then you gotta complicate things. But otherwise, keep it simple. That's a great shot. But anyway, I think I'd be alright in the Phantasm universe. Just get, like I said, if as long as I got a muscle car to drive around. I don't know where they're getting gas from though. If the world is supposedly gone to shit, or at least parts of the world. I guess some towns have gone to shit. Does anybody else in the country care? Like when a town all dies because of the tall man, or do they care? Do they notice? Does it get reported? Here's the thing I don't understand. This is a great scene. This is an iconic, classic, awesome scene where they're getting their weapons and customizing them. It's a great scene. But then they pay for all this shit once they're done. And if they were just going to pay for it all, why did they even fucking break in the first place? You break in so that you can get shit for free. Like, you could have just gone in during business hours and bought that shit if you were gonna pay anyway. But whatever, it's a movie. You gotta let that slide. Plot hole. It's a huge plot hole. I guess I can't suspend my disbelief now because of this. 0 out of 10. Worst movie I've ever seen. But I make a good point though. Why? If they're gonna pay anyway, just go in during business hours and buy the stuff you need. I don't know. Whatever. Somebody will have an answer out there for me. I'll get that comment. Somebody will go, well, actually, blah, 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 blah. And then they'll adjust their pocket protector and their glasses. And I'll say, nerd alert! 4-barrel shotgun. That's badass. And you know what? Whenever they do the remake for Phantasm, which will happen eventually, they should strap 6 of those shotguns together. And then you got 6 shotguns, 12 shots. That'd be a heavy ass gun though, I guess, if you had 6 shotguns all duct taped together. Be a little heavy, kind of clunky. But that's firepower though. It's firepower. He's so happy to have made a blowtorch. See, look at this. When I first saw this, I thought they were going to take the money because they were already stealing everything else. But no, they're paying for the shit that they stole. So did they pay enough to oh, I don't know. Speaking of gas, what if that's the way they do everything? It's like they could pull over to a gas station and get gas, but they won't. They just wait till it's nighttime and then they bust in and steal the gas and then leave money. Wouldn't that be weird if that's how they did everything? Instead of going to the diner to get some lunch, they wait till midnight and break in, cook their own food, eat it, leave a fucking check or a credit card. Weirdos. Maybe you just aren't thinking straight after you've seen your whole family blow up in your house, and then you're dealing with a tall man and then some short shits. So, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and say they're traumatized and just not thinking straight. That's what it is. That's what it is. All right. Don't they wreck the car in this movie? That makes me sad. Don't you wreck no muscle cars. You make a little model. They used to sell those fucking car models a lot. I remember my brothers were always making little car models that they'd get from the store. But yeah, you take one of those and blow that shit up and wreck it. You don't wreck a real muscle car for a movie. Come on. This is an awesome shot right here. Awesome. Yeah, I love it when a horror movie has great locations like a cemetery or a creepy castle. Especially love cemeteries in movies. I don't know what it is, but that's one of the reasons why I watch some of the old horror movies is when they just have creepy imagery and creepy settings. So, and it's very atmospheric. I love hanging out in the cemetery. I know that probably sounds like a lame thing to say. It's probably that's so 20, 30 years ago. But no, it's cool, because those people are not going to bother me, They're very quiet, very courteous. They usually don't come out of their graves. Nobody talks to me when I'm at the graveyard. So, that's probably why I like it. It's peaceful. It's fucking peaceful because everybody's damn dead. So I heard that they did this. They had a backhoe or some kind of construction equipment dig out all these graves, and then they put some black mesh because they're not all 6 feet deep. They're 2 feet deep, and they just stick some black mesh in there so you can't tell that it's not 6 feet deep. But at least it's practical. These days, it'd just all be CGI, empty graves, CGI tall man, CGI balls. CGI car, probably CGI fucking actors. It's kind of sad to think that we might never get another Phantasm movie, you know. And even if we did, who can replace Angus Scrimm? Who can? Do you think there's anybody out there that could properly replace him? Nah. What about Robert Englund? Nah. Would that work? Probably not. He's not tall. Robert ain't tall. Can't be the tall man. You can't be short tall man. There's a reason why he's called the tall man. We don't even know. Does he have an actual name? I don't think he's ever referred to by a name. Should we give him a name? What do you think the tall man's name is? He. What would he be? It would be like somehow Jebediah. I feel like that's probably his name. He looks like a Jebediah. Oh wait, wasn't his name mentioned in one of the sequels? I can't remember which one. Part 4? Was it part 4 or 5? When they show the past where he was a mortician. And I guess he gets taken over, his spirit, or his body gets taken over by whatever the tall man actually is. Jesus, listen to me. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I'm trying to figure it out, though. That's, like I said earlier, though, that's one of the great things about this film series is it leaves you with a lot of questions. And not in a aggravating way where you feel unsatisfied because you have questions. It's a very intriguing way where you want to know, but you also kind of want to retain the mystery. I think it's the mystery of Phantasm that makes these movies so appealing. It's just the mystery of what am I watching, and you can't figure it out. Sometimes you got to watch these movies multiple times just to get an idea of what the fuck is going on. Time for a drink. There's that lady. She's about to come to life. Why does she come to life? Again, we've got questions. Look at that chair back there. That's a tall chair. Maybe that's the tall man's chair. Okay. Drinking. I'm drinking over here. I gotta get wasted. Why would you get all up that close to check her out? Like, what was that about? Was he literally checking her out? Like, look at this girl. Sure, she's dead, but look at them titties. She gone. That was fast. Where did she go? She's probably, like, up on the ceiling. naked ass, dead body clinging to the ceiling. You know how that happens in movies sometimes? Well, somebody's there and then they're not, and it's because they're hanging from the ceiling. Now I'm just watching the movie. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. What the fuck's going on? Time for another explosion. Come on. Even sometimes, like, even if you don't see it, like, you just kind of, like, right here during the scene, you can just hear there's an explosion somewhere outside just to get the quota in. Even if we don't see it, at least you could hear it. It's got to be something. I want an explosion every 10 minutes. I swear to God. I want to watch a movie that's like an hour and a half to 2 hours of nothing but explosions. I guess that's a Michael Bay movie. Never mind. Never mind. I have seen it. It's called Transformers. It's Kristen from Dream Warriors. No. So this is a cool idea too, that somehow he brought in the idea of twin souls, but it never goes anywhere, and it's a shame. And I really like her character, and I like that they have this connection. And it takes them so long to find her during this movie, and then they just both die at the end, and then she's just dead for the fucking third one. It's a little lame. It's a little bit of a cop out. Look at that. That's the face that I would make too. It looks like Freddy even. See, this could be. Maybe this is all a nightmare. Ooh, that explains kind of everything. Oh my god, I just cracked it. Guys, I cracked it. The fucking Phantasm movies are actually all nightmares that Freddy is, constructing. Wow, I've done it. There really is a connection between the movies. Somebody alert Don Coscarelli that I've cracked the code. I swear to God, I feel like that could work. Like Phantasm and Elm Street can be in the same universe. Totally. Look at Callie in the background. Before it was burning to the ground. But anyway, yeah, I mean, they should have kept her around for some of the sequels, and gave Mike a fucking partner besides Reggie, so it's not always a sausage fest. I'm just kidding. There's usually some female in the movie that Reggie's trying to bang. Oh, and you know what? If they remake this movie, it'll be a tall woman. Oh no. And her boobs will be balls, silver balls. And that's how she'll attack you, is she'll open her fucking blouse and her boobs fly off and kill you. Right to the left of this shot, right to the left of this building that we're looking at now, that they're walking into for the funeral, is a freeway or a highway. Or there's a big old highway right next to this. Maybe not at the time of filming, but there is now. And I only know that from looking up film locations on Google Earth. Now I'm wishing I want a Freddy Phantasm movie. But yeah, they'll make it the tall woman, and then they won't have little people because of whatever reason they'll have probably tall people. They'll replace all the little people with super tall people. Those guys are totally in step with each other. I love that. The way that. Good job, guys. The way they walked away perfectly in sync. That's. I don't know why I'm so impressed, but I am. They walked. Wow. Good God. Sometimes I see there'll be somebody that gives a great performance in a movie, and I'm just like, yeah, all right, yeah, it was okay. But did you see those two guys walk away? Did you see that? They were in sync, and not the band, not that shitty band. And look, we get to know there's a sister. She's got a sister, and then we never fucking hear from her again. You almost wonder why this is even introduced in the movie at all. But I guess they probably had to give a little exposition somehow. Sometimes that's what all character fucking exists in a movie for, is just so they or somebody else can explain to them what the fucking plot of the movie is, or what the background story is, and then that person's never seen again, because all they were there for was just to either give exposition or listen to it. I love shots like this, though. I've never been in a place like this. I'm kind of curious, like right there on the left, if there's a window there, then how are those supposed burial things in the wall? How do those you know what I mean? If the window's right there, then that means there's not enough building there. Oh my God, more plot holes. 0 out of 10. I'm just kidding. It's not a dream, Kristen. It's not a dream. Am I saying it right? That's her name. It's in Elm Street, Kristen. And what is I can't. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank on the actress's name. I normally know it, Medium. I hope when I'm living in the Phantasm universe, when this happens for real, that I have a twin soul that I can go find, and I try to keep her alive. Unlike like this guy, she just dies at the end of the movie, and that's it. It's so lame. But you know what? As long as I got my muscle car, I don't even need no chicks. What do I look like, Reggie? I probably would be like Reggie actually if I was when it comes time for me to live in the Phantasm world. I'll be Reggie. I'll be like, hey, I'll pull up next to some girl walking down the street in my muscle car. Like, you want to ride? Watch out for those balls. I mean spheres. Watch out for the spheres. Later on, I'll be telling her to watch out for the balls. Once I get her in the car and then I get her drunk and then she'll see some balls. I should paint my balls silver to look like spheres. Oh, okay. I don't know why. I don't know why I had to go there. But I did it. And then my dick can be the tall man. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, good God. It's definitely a Drunkentary, isn't it? Look at it. This is one sweaty priest right here. This guy is sweaty. He looks kind of greasy. Like, take a shower, for Christ's sake. I said for Christ's sake because you're a priest and you're into that shit, right? So in the name of Jesus, take a shower. I mean, I understand that the world of in the Phantasm world, everything's turning to shit, but that's no excuse for bad hygiene. Oh, look, she's got fuck hair. Look at her. It's all jacked up. It looks like she just had a quickie. Why does she have sex head? There's this shot again. There's a window right there, and it's like, but how can there also be caskets in the wall if the window's right there? And oh, never mind. Just never mind. Try to make sense of a Phantasm movie. It's like trying to get a girl into your muscle car to lick your spheres. Oh, wow. Alright, I gotta do the sniffles thing. Hold on. This is the weirdest shit that this happens to me during Drunkentaries. This does not happen any other time. I swear to you guys, I don't get the sniffles any other time. I don't know. Whatever. This part's gross. I wonder what this disgusting looking, almost gagged, yellow formaldehyde, I guess, right? I've mentioned that in the my review of the first Phantasm. Is the idea, I guess, is that instead of blood in his system, he has formaldehyde because he's a dead guy. This house looks super familiar. I feel like I've seen this in movies. Is this the house from Rob Zombie's Halloween? Sometimes they use the same house in a lot of different movies. So you see it over and over again, or the same neighborhoods. Alright, I ain't drunk enough. I just ain't drunk enough. We've only got we got an hour left. I need to get drinking. That priest knows what's up. Look, Jesus Christ, dude. He's got the shakes for real. Look at him. Is that because he's an alcoholic, or just because he's afraid of tall and short people? It's a weird idea to think. Well, one of them's really tall and the rest of them are really short. There's no in between. As far as like the Phantasm bad guys go, there's no like average person or or creature. You either got to be tall or short. Okay, I was trying to drink and then I got distracted, so I'm going back to drinking. Oh, gross ass old English. No, it's not that bad, I guess. It's not as bad as a still reserve. So I almost got a still reserve, but then I thought that's just it's just too gross. It's too gross. At least Old E has a little bit of flavor going on. Look at this guy. What a lush. This guy's uptight as fuck. Why don't you just get out of town? You know something creepy's going on. That's why he's acting this way. Ooh. Ew. He knows. Why doesn't he just get lost? Go somewhere else. So, but I guess over the course of the movies, the whole country turns to shit, right? So I suppose there's not really any escaping. Good God, can you hear those cicadas? Probably not, but they're loud. I have all my windows closed, but I can still hear them. They get very loud. Tell them to shut up. I'm trying to record over here, you fuckers. I never invited you onto my Drunkentary. Okay, I had to do something there for a second. Why won't this thing go away? Sorry, I got something pop. The control there it goes. Okay, I had the video controls popped up on the screen and it was bugging me. Yeah, you have to check under your bed for Jawas, really, because they can get under there. The tall man can't really hide under your bed to surprise you later on, because his fucking feet would just be sticking out the end. But there could be a couple of little short shits under there. Dwarfs? I can call them dwarves, right? I think I've had this conversation in the past that they're okay with being called dwarves, right? Because I think dwarfism is the actual terminology. I don't know. I'm gonna have a fucking group of them show up at my door and kick my ass one of these days for calling them short shits. And they could do it too. You know, I mean, I'm not as in good a shape as I used to be. They could take me. They could take me. And I don't talk a lot of shit about just kick them in the head, but I'm too old for that now. I couldn't defend myself if enough midgets were after me. I'd be fucked. Show up. I open the door and I'm looking around like, what the fuck? And then I look down and there's one of them with a gun or some shit. And then fucking they start just dropping off the roof and out of the trees and coming at me. Wow. I have a feeling I'm gonna have nightmares later on about this. All I want is muscle cars and explosions for 2 hours. Oh, and some spheres. Give me some sphere action. That's kind of hard to say. Sphere action. Say that shit 5 times fast. Sphere action. Sphere action. No, it's hard. It's impossible. That's a dead girl right there. She's a living dead girl. Rob Zombie warned us about that bitch. He's like, I can prove to you that she's dead because I saw her bush at the mortuary or the morgue. So, like, to prove it, pull her fucking pants down and see that bush, and then if it matches my description, then she's a dead girl. Like, all right, listen, lady. This is nothing sexual. We just got to be sure. Now let's see it. Let's see that bush. And then she pulls it down and it's all waxed and it's like, oh, okay. Well, that's not her then. Because the one I saw, she had some growth. Check, well, at the very least, check to see if she has like the autopsy scar on her chest. At the very least, right? And don't they have sex later on, so she doesn't have any scars left? I don't know. Listen to me trying to make sense of a fucking Phantasm movie. The whole point is to not know what the hell's happening. Reggie's such a horn dog, man. Yeah, she doesn't have her scars on her chest, so I guess that ain't the dead girl after all, right? Because how do you get rid of those? And why is there a dead girl that's alive? What is going on? I demand answers, damn it. And I also want to see her bush. I just want to make sure. Make sure she's not a dead girl. I'll be like, I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Time to drink some more of this malt liquor. It's time to drink the malt liquor. That could be a jingle for oldie. They should hire me. And I could do their commercials for them. She should have took all those drugs. I like this shot. Shots like this where you see like it looks desolate and fucked up. Kind of looks like post-apocalypse, even though they still have some power there. Do you see those the lights were on in the one place? Does the power stay on in an abandoned town? Who runs that? Like who's in charge of that? I don't know. I've been in a ghost town, but it was during the day, so I couldn't tell you whether or not the lights are on at night. But I've been in legitimate ghost towns, like, and not that I went there for tourist reasons. I was stopping for gas, and there was no one around. It was like the Children of the Corn. It seemed like at the beginning, like when there's no one around in the town. That's what it felt like. It was legitimately creepy to be in a little town where nobody was there but me, and I'm like, well, I guess I ain't getting gas here. Off to the next place. I hope there's somebody in the next town. Uh-oh. Ed Gein's been there. Now he's wearing a grandpa's face on his ass like a diaper. He's got a nipple belt made out of your grandpa's nipples. Yeah. What if he had like a bandana made out of her grandparents' nipples? What the fuck, Eric? I have to be weird, I guess, because the movie's weird, so I have to be extra weird to try to compete. To try to compete with this crazy shit. Freddy's gonna jump out any second now. Oh. I thought I saw him behind the bush there. See, look, there's still power. You see a light every once in a while. Who's running the power in this place? What if it was the tall man in there and he's like watching Jeopardy or something? And then he closed the shade because he doesn't want to be disturbed when fucking Jeopardy's on. Or what would I guess the tall man would be in there watching like the Twilight Zone or something like that. And then the little people would be watching the Wizard of Oz in the next room all together in their little Jawa suits. I guess they could be watching Star Wars. I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe the tall man is a Star Wars fan, and that's why he creates Jawas. See, now we're getting somewhere. Now we're getting some answers. I'm surprised I didn't figure it out sooner. He's just a Star Wars fan, and he prefers the dark side. Okay, now I need a movie that somehow combines Phantasm, Elm Street, and Star Wars. Hollywood, get on it. Get off your lazy pedophile asses and make this movie. Can't go wrong with all those things. That'll draw in like 3 different crowds of people. I feel like that's a moneymaker. I love the theme song. It's so iconic and it just sounds great. It sounds great. Booby traps. Yeah, I guess I gotta get my game up for when I'm in the Phantasm universe because I don't know how to make booby traps for the house to protect myself. I gotta figure that out. What if what if that didn't work? He was very confident that he could pull the pin on that and be okay. But I don't know, man. I don't think I trust that shit at all. And even if it were to work, why would you want it to? It'll blow the fucking part of the house away, and you're gonna be in the bed directly above it. You think that's not gonna hurt somehow? I don't know. I want to do booby traps, but I think I'm gonna leave the grenades alone. I mean, I'll take some grenades to throw, but I'm not gonna just set one by the door and think everything's all okay. Pull the pin on one and just leave it, and hey, it's fine. It'll be fine. All right, she's got a little bit of that sex head going again. Look at this guy keeping his arm all stiff. Look at him. Look at his stiff arm. Look at his stupid stiff arm. I bet he's starting to get cramped. And he's like, come on. Say cut. Say cut. So here's the part where it's explained to us that they take the blood out and put in the embalming fluid. So that's what that yellow is that comes out whenever one of these people gets injured. Doesn't look like he has a lot of blood in there, though. They got pallets in there. Why do they have pallets? I wonder. Do they use that much formaldehyde? It comes in on a pallet. Jesus Christ. I mean, I guess so. If you're constantly digging up bodies and then formaldehyding them or whatever the shit, I guess you gotta have pallets worth. And maybe they dip a joint in there and smoke it. I heard about that in the past. I don't know if that's a thing. That could just be a rumor. I've heard somebody's done that before though. They you dip a fucking cigarette or a joint in some formaldehyde and smoke it. Don't try this at home, kids. This part's ridiculous. How the gravedigger, doesn't see them blatantly pull up 20 yards away. he doesn't. Here, the car. I'm getting tired just watching these people dig graves, though. Another one. Good God! Imagine that's your job. How do you? And then how do you get the fucking casket out? How? 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 And why are they taking whole caskets out? Just open it up and take the body, right? How are they getting the casket out? So many questions. Maybe they'll be answered in Phantasm 6, everybody. Phantasm 6, all of our questions are going to be answered. Don't even worry about it. Just walking around the mortuary. Oh, the priest is still alive. He hasn't skipped town yet. Well, he's not going to be in the movie for much longer. Who lit these candles? So many questions. I gotta stop. I gotta stop asking questions and just accept. Just accept it. I like that that's a tiny little coffin. Like it's a little tiny casket. It's like a little baby coffin. Do do dead babies have little graves? And for that matter, do little people have little graves, or do they have regular sized graves? Do they have little caskets for little people, and do they put them in little graves that are only like 3 foot instead of 6 foot, or what? I can't stop asking questions. Little, I want to know. Little people, let me know. When you guys die, what happens? Oh, wow. What happens when you die? They just toss you in the dumpster or what? I'm not saying you're trash. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that your life is less important just because you're not as tall as I am. That's not what I'm saying. And here we've got an inverted cross because the tall man is evil. See, they made sure to show us the inverted cross. It's a pretty clever way of going about it, though. Now, if he can do this, why doesn't he do this more often? Oh, this part's creepy. I find that's to be very scary. I find this to be the scariest thing about these movies. When he says, "When you die, you come to us," like that freaks me out. It freaks me out because I feel like it could be true. I think it might be true, guys. Phantasm's based on a true story. Yeah, that's super creepy. Ooh, there they are, balls. Check out those balls. And then look at those spheres after you've checked out those balls. That was not a good one. That was a bad joke. I should be penalized. I was going to say penisized. I should be penisized for that bad joke. Speaking of penisized, I got a tall man because this girl's so hot. She gives me a tall man. Well, she's pretty cute though. She's pretty cute. She makes my tall man stand up and take notice. And I'm going to show her my spheres. Oh, we're about to get us some sphere action. I like how they just stand there because they can't believe what they're seeing, so they don't run or nothing. They just stand there and get sphered. Oh, he went for the ear. I wonder why it decided to cut his ear off first. Did it just miss? Was the its aim a little off? Why did he take the ear? I love this. They just stand there. They hold the ball and they just stand there. And plop. All right. Well, he went to heaven though, right? I guess not though, because he drank some whiskey. That probably means he's burning his ass in hell, right? That's against God's rules or something, isn't it? He would have went to heaven, but he had that whiskey. Nope, now he's down there getting butt fucked by Satan. You know that's what happens in hell, right? That's my understanding. I'm pretty sure a lot of anal rape happens in hell. Look at that, that little person. That short shit. He can barely walk over there. It's strong enough to drag her away and she can't do anything about it. I love this part. She's all, sorry, Grandma. Yeah, I guess it would suck to like have your somebody like a family member that you love get turned into a Jawa. And then you gotta kick its ass. Yeah, that would suck. I wouldn't want to like if my mom got turned into a Jawa and I'd have to like smash a vase on her face. Like, Happy Mother's Day. I got you this vase. Oh. Why is he wearing that gas mask? Ooh, and they kiss right away. I guess they knew each other through premonitions, but this is their very first meeting, and they're literally in a grave in a cemetery. It couldn't be more romantic. She's all, do me right here, do me in the dirt, show me your spheres and your tall man. I just clobbered my grandma. Nothing turns me on more than family abuse. She's a lot shorter though than she used to be. I mean, it looked like her, but she was pretty short. I don't know if it was her. I mean, would that be the thing if I saw my mom as a Jawa? Would I be like, I wouldn't believe it's really her because I know my mom's taller than that. Like, you can't be my mom. Like, my mom's at least a foot taller than that shit. This is ridiculous. Not my best Drunkentary. And I know you're thinking the same thing. Right now, I kind of just read your mind, and you're going, this is a little weak. I don't know. I think the Phantasm movies are just too confusing, and I can't formulate good jokes because I don't know what the fuck is happening. But it's okay. Hey, if you get extra drunk and you won't even notice that it's not the best Drunkentary. You won't even know. You'll think it's all right. You'll think it's perfectly average Drunkentary. As long as you get drunk enough. Speaking of getting drunk enough, time to chug. Where are all these people getting their clothes from? They got jammies and everything. I'm just looking for every plot hole I can find. I'm still trying to think of more stupid sexual euphemisms and innuendos, but I feel like I'm running on empty now. Maybe I better retire the balls jokes for the rest of the Drunkentary. But it is a Phantasm. How can I not make ball jokes? I can make bald jokes because of Reggie, right? But I don't really know any bald jokes. I wonder what it is that makes guys go bald, though. I've been curious about this. Hasn't happened to me yet. I thought it would, and I was always obviously hoping that it wouldn't happen to me. But so far, at 42 years of age, I have not gone bald. I've got a thick, luxurious head of hair right now. I'm just running my hands through it and enjoying it while I can. Aw, this shit's so sweet. But there's a lot that can be done with this. It's such a damn shame that it was abandoned for the rest of the franchise. Like, they literally can communicate via their minds and all this. They have visions. Like, there's a lot you could have done with that for at least one or two more movies. But, no, whatever. But I guess that's also another aspect of the Phantasm franchise is often something is introduced and then just dropped. Just as quickly as it was introduced in a movie, then it's just dropped. And that's sort of interesting. It's sort of like keeping things fresh, sort of. You could bring in all your things you would expect from a Phantasm movie, Tall Man, Graveyards, but then drop some other stuff and bring in new stuff. So you're always kind of keeping it fresh. Look at this. This is sex. He's happy. He doesn't look like he's enjoying it. He's all he ever wants is to get laid, and now it's happening. He just looks like, is this how sex works? He kind of looks confused, right? He's like, I don't remember it being like this. Oh my god, retarded. Yeah, I said it. I said retarded. Cancel me. I don't give a fuck. I also said midgets. Retarded midgets. Ooh, now I'm really pushing the envelope, aren't I? Somebody out there is going to call me an edgelord because I said retarded midgets. Oh my god, do you think that retarded midgets exist? No, I'm sad. Oh my god. That's like God must really hate you if you're both a short shit and mentally ill. Oh, now I feel bad. But luckily they're retarded, so they don't even know that I'm insulting them. Ha ha ha! Fuck them. That's what they get for being retarded. Okay, but seriously, I got to imagine at least one dwarf out there also has mental retardation, and like that just makes me feel like God doesn't exist. I think I just became an atheist because like no, there can be no God if some like that has to happen to somebody. There's no God if that exists. Wow. Okay, now it's getting to be a little more like a Drunkentary. And we've only got 33 minutes left. Oh my god, we're flying through this. I better start drinking. Everyone knows the best part of the Drunkentary is the last 30 minutes. I have a feeling there's probably people out there that skip the first 40 or 50 minutes and they go straight to when they know I'm probably wasted and saying the stupidest shit. Because at first you can tell I'm not really drunk yet when it first starts, but by the last 30 minutes you can quite tell when I'm insulting everybody and their mother. That's when you know it's a Drunkentary. Get her, tall man. That's the way he picks up chicks. He hangs outside the window, and when they open it, he just fucking smashes in and grabs them. I got another one. Getting laid tonight. Throw her. You see? Just throw her in the back. He knows how to do it. Tall man's got game. He doesn't even waste time with words. He just bust through your window and take you. And girls are all into that, right? They like it when a guy is all take charge and assertive. Tall man, it must be every girl's dream come true. He'll come and bust through your window at night. That's romantic, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it's romantic. I should give it a try. Maybe I'll do that. I think if I did what he did, though, I'd probably wind up in a prison. I'm pretty positive. I'm pretty positive only the tall man can get away with that. But I do find it inspirational. He's tall man's definitely an alpha because if he wants a girl, he just goes and steals her. He just takes what he wants. Fucking tall man. This is where they crashed this car, isn't it? Oh, I'm about to get sad. I'm gonna be sadder about the crashing of this car than I was about the retarded midgets. Now I'm gonna get a comment from one like I was your biggest fan, but then you talked about midgets. Okay, they don't talk like that, but well, I said midgets. I meant little retarded people. Little retarded people. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just entertaining myself at this point. Yeah, shoot him right in his tall. I don't know. I thought maybe I could go somewhere with that, but oh, they wrecked the car. No, no, God, no. It wasn't worth it, guys. You should have crashed a model. It's not okay. Like I'm not okay with muscle car abuse. I'm gonna stand up against muscle car abuse. Start a whole campaign about it. You'll see me on a commercial. It'll be like one of those overly serious commercials. Like one of them drug commercials, but it's like every 10 minutes a muscle car is wrecked. But it doesn't have to be this way. First of all, you just don't try and chase down the tall man because he's gonna wreck your ass. He's an alpha. He's gonna wreck your ass. Look, if the tall man comes and steals your girl, you just let her go. All right. There's a lot of people, if they hit on your girl, yeah, you kick their asses. But if the tall man, he wants a piece, like you just let it happen, man. You just settle for sloppy seconds. That's all I can tell you. Some sloppy tall man seconds, and then maybe not seconds. It's probably be more like sloppy 30ths because he's probably gonna let his Jawas run a train on your girl too after he's done with her. Because that's how he keeps them in line, right? I would imagine. And why else are they going to do everything he wants them to do? Because they know they're going to fucking run a train on some blonde girl. A midget train. A little train? So like a toy train. They're going to run a toy train on it. And we get another explosion. I'm drinking for that explosion. I love how big these they're like nuclear blasts every time there's an explosion. By the way, now I'm definitely going to have nightmares about Jawa trains. Jawa rape trains. Oh. Ugh. And when one of them's going to be her grandma. I don't know. This is out of control. Crematorium. What? That was an N? It's getting hot in my room right now. Whew. Luckily, we only got 27 more minutes. Yeah! You got all those weapons, go use them. Yeah, he's pissed off now that his fucking car's wrecked. And I would be too. Let me tell you what, when I'm living in Phantasm world, they better not fuck with my car. They take my girl and rape her all they want. You leave my muscle car alone. And again, I'm not advocating for rape. I'm just saying that I can handle my girl getting snatched, but you don't touch a man's fucking muscle car. Everybody knows that, right? I'm pretty sure that's common knowledge. Like look, you want to run a train on my girlfriend, all right, but you fucking don't touch the hemikuda. This damn. I don't know how to make this thing go away. I keep getting the. Alright. I keep getting the play, rewind, fast forward options keep popping up on my video. Stop it. Trying to make bad jokes over here. I don't need any distractions. I gotta focus. Gotta focus. That's cool that they got tools all ready to go. So that's a good idea. See, so now we know, guys. When we're living in Phantasm world, you gotta have your weapons, but you bring along some power tools because you never know when you gotta drill a fucking door to get in there. You never know. I love this whole section of the movie. I love the whole movie, but I love this stuff here where they're all in here exploring, fighting spheres, finding the red planet and all that stuff. This is great stuff. Man, I want more Phantasm movies, but Angus is gone. And I don't know if anybody can replace him. And I don't want no CGI Angus either. Ooh, you know who? You know what? I just figured it out. I know who can replace the tall man. Tom Noonan. Tom Noonan, and please bear in mind that I'd never ever pronounce names correctly. Look him up. Tom Noonan. He was in House of the Devil, and Wolfen, and the Last Action Hero. He's tall as fuck, and he's creepy. He could be the tall man if you put a little, effort into making him sort of look like him. Yeah. You know what? Hollywood, again, get going. Get going. I want a Freddy and Phantasm crossover with Tom Noonan as the tall man. Let's get on it before he dies, too. Because, I mean, he's up there, so he's not going to be around a lot longer. Get it going. I'm thoroughly convinced that could work, actually. He's a really good actor, too. Oh, man, I'm down with this. I should be like an executive for a studio because I got the best ideas. Very expensive ideas, but they're good. It's pretty expensive to try to get all these copyrights into one movie. Good luck with that, but still, get it done. I'm convinced there's gonna be a fucking Phantasm remake. There will be at some point, and everything will just be CGI'd and green screened, shaky cam, and jump scare sound effects, CGI spheres, and a tall woman, a tall lesbian woman. And it'll be part of the plot that she's a lesbian too. They'll make that, or it'll be a trans lesbian tall woman man. And there'll be no little people because they'll think, oh, we can't give them work. That would be offensive to put them in the movie. So let's not pay them to be in our movie because that would be offensive to put little people in the movie. You know that's true. You know it. Gosh darn true. You know it. And I know it. You and I both know it's true. I don't want any of that to happen, but I want more Phantasm movies. I don't know. I don't want a remake. I don't, because they always suck. But I can't help wanting more. Especially when you need answers. So it's like, at least, even though like every movie answers one question and then brings up 10 more, but at least you get that one question answered. Even though you get, oh yeah, right in the balls. Right in the spheres. She knocked his ass right in the spheres. I love it. He just gets sucked in there. That is excellent. I bet he never thought he'd die in that thing, right? He probably never saw that coming. While he's burning alive, I can't believe this is how it ends. I've burned so many people in here. I never thought I would be in this fucker. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes death has a sense of humor, doesn't it? Time for some drinking. Man, I'm going through this 40. I'm going to be sad when it's done. I'm going to be sad when I have no more 40. Look, I need you guys to donate money for me so that I can buy beer and weed. Oh, wait, you already knew that. You already know that's what I need. I know that's the look I have whenever I see balls. You just kind of freeze in place and you're like, you can't believe what you're seeing. Are those balls? It's like that shot in Teen Wolf at the end. When the guy shows his dick and you just staring at it because you can't believe you're seeing a dick in Teen Wolf. I like this effect. I don't know what that effect is. It's cheesy. It is cheesy, but I like it. Yeah, he got drilled right in his jerking hand. Yeah, he's a lefty. Good luck jerking off with a hole in your fucking palm. I guess you could just use the hole in your hand, huh? You could just stick your dick into the hole. Oh my god! Now I gotta do that. I gotta drill a hole in my hand, see how it feels. For when I masturbate. It's getting weird. It's getting weird. Once you're talking about masturbating with a hole in your palm, then it's pretty weird. I should probably take it back a few notches. Let's step back a few steps, guys. I think I crossed a line back there somewhere. We should take it back a little bit. This is awesome. This is awesome. I love how they have a chainsaw fight. And that there's just this guy with a mask and he looks, it's not a Jawa. Everything's not a Jawa. That's what's good about the expansion that this movie expanded the universe. Because look, Jawas are fun, but every bad guy in the movie doesn't need to be a short shit. He's got a tiny little chainsaw. I love this. He just grabs like the biggest chainsaw ever. It's right there. It's right there. This is a comedy at this point. Ooh, that is a badass chainsaw. I almost pooed looking at it. Chainsaws are scary, man. Those teeth on those things, they look like they could tear up some flesh. That shit is scary. I pooed, legitimately. But I'm not going to change my pants till after this is over. That's how committed I am to you guys. Ooh, it's a ball. Run from it. I love this too. I remember this from when I was little, thinking, Jesus Christ, they got lasers too? I was like, good God, these things got everything. How do they fit all that into the little sphere? How does all that fit into a little sphere? It's got like knives and saws and lasers. I know. Me and my questions, right? Apparently they don't like rats. Ooh, this is Evil Dead. Look at this Evil Dead scene. That was an Evil Dead homage. I guarantee it. Oh my god, it feels about 90 something degrees in here. Whew. I'll make it though. I'll make it. We're almost through. Oh man, now he doesn't even have a jerking hand at all. I guess I'd be murderous too if I had to chop off my jerk hand. And like, no, dude, I gotta start all over with my left. You know how awkward that would be, trying to jerk it with my left hand? Oh yeah, so this is the thing I hate, okay? I'm going to complain about this again, and you guys have heard me complain about it, and it's fine. It should be complained about. A lot of the deaths in all the horror movies that we like, at least the ones from like the 2000s on down, or at least, yeah, the 2000s on down through history, all the good shit gets taken out. All the fucking gore and the kills and the special effects, it gets taken out. But why? Literally, my mom watches action movies, right? She's an action movie person. If I ever go and sit down with my mom and watch whatever she's watching, it's so bloody and violent. Action movies are allowed to be as violent as they want to be, but horror movies can't. No, we gotta cut all the good effects and the gore out of the horror movies. Fuck that. Fuck that double standard. Why does that make any sense? Why do horror movies have to be cut to pieces? But action movies, they can show blood and guts all fucking day long. I'm sick of it! I'm sick of it! But my point being, there's like extended versions of all the deaths in this movie that were way better. And there's extended versions of the deaths in most of the horror movies that we enjoy that exist out there. But you gotta go find them, because for some fucking reason, the MPAA insists that horror movies of all fucking genres are not allowed to have blood and guts. But action movies, they can do it all day long. That don't matter. Fuck off, Hollywood. I hate you. Now it's coming out. It's all coming out now. But it's true, right? And I want to hear excuses from Hollywood. I want to hear excuses from the MPAA. I want them to explain this to me. I want to hear it. Why? Dude, I've seen the most fucked up shit in action movies. But no, a horror movie, you gotta cut it all out. Like, this is what we're there to see in a horror movie, and you cut it all out? Okay. I'm ranting. I better take a deep breath. There's an awesome chainsaw battle going on. No need to be uptight when there's a chainsaw battle. But still, it just doesn't make sense. And it upsets me. Why do they cut out what we go to the horror movies to see? Fuck Hollywood. Well, I'm blaming Hollywood. I guess it's the MPAA. Hollywood actually does try to put the effects into the movies, but they're forced to. So I don't know who I'm mad at. I'm not sure who I'm mad at. Am I mad at Tipper Gore? Maybe. Although that's leaning more towards music, but you get what I'm saying. Somebody should make a movie about a slasher that slashes up the MPAA, the Motion Picture Association of America, those people that decide horror movies are the only fucking ones that we need to remove gore from. Somebody should make a horror movie about a slasher that goes and kills all those assholes. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll write that script. I'll make it. I'll put myself in the movie. I'll write Eric goes and cuts this guy's throat, and we see it all. Nothing gets cut out because you know what? There is no MPAA to tell us to take it out because I killed him. I'm sure that won't get me put on a list or anything. Fuck the MPAA. Hypocritical assholes. Yeah, somebody needs to make a movie about them getting their comeuppance. I'm telling you, Adam Green, if you're listening, you're the guy. You're the man for this job. Just give me a little bit of story credit. That's all I ask. I just want a little story credit. Came up with the idea and all. You can write the script and make the movie, all right? What would that be called, I wonder? What would you call that? What would you call that? Censor slashers? Or censor slasher? Like as in the people that want to censor these movies and take all the fucking gore out? Censor slasher... I don't know. We'll think of something. We'll think of something stupid and clever. Let's see. We're almost done here, guys. It's fucking 12 minutes left. Oh, my lord. This is flying by. You know, I feel like this movie could be 10 minutes longer, and I wouldn't complain. Sometimes I do complain about, that was a 2-hour movie. It could have been an hour and a half, but in this case, I feel like I could have used 10 more minutes. And you know where that 10 minutes went? Is with the fucking MPAA cut out all the good shit. There would have been 10 more minutes. Oh my god, I'm going to have to kill these people. I guess the way it's going to have to go down, okay, it's not that I'm going to write a script and make a movie, because first of all, that could never happen and they would never approve of it, right? How can you imagine them sitting through a movie of themselves getting killed? And no way. But if I actually go there and kill them myself, maybe a true story movie will be made about the crazy guy that went and killed the MPAA. Oh no, I guess this would be my confession right now, as you what you're listening to. So this is my confession. This is my manifesto, and I did it. I killed the MPAA, everybody, and you know what would be classic if I killed them and I did it on like in a live stream, like live streamed it, so that they can't cut out all the gore while I'm killing them. And I'll say that as I'm using like a saw on somebody's neck. The president of the Motion Picture Association of America, I'll be like, try cutting out this gore, motherfucker! And I'm streaming it to YouTube and Facebook. Yeah. Ooh, I love a white room like that. I love me a bright white room. I know that's where I keep my tuning fork. I keep my tuning fork that opens dimensions in a white room with black curtains. It's looking back at him. It's legitimately just sitting in a little canister, and it's okay with that. Can you imagine just chilling in a little canister, waiting to be transported to another dimension? Oh, that backhand. I don't know about that backhand there, Angus. It looks like his pimp hand needs a little strengthening. He's got to get one of those things, those little hand exerciser things. You squeeze it, exercise your hand and your forearm. That's what the tall man needs. He's got to get his bitch slap game up. Because look, he's an alpha. Tall man's an alpha, but he's got to work on his bitch slap. That's all. Ew! Look at this thing. Now it legitimately looks like a short shit. It literally looks like a shit. Hey, I'm going to take it back old school. Do you remember the line from David Hasselhoff in the movie Click when he says, I taste a shit? And he's all, I taste a shit. Sorry, that was way off track. All right, let's get back on track. Let's get our asses. Sorry, Hasselhoff. We got to get back on track. Look at him. It's a short shit. It legitimately looks like the shit I took this morning. I'm getting canceled. But it was worth it. You know what? It was worth it. Even the tall man just stood there and looked awkward while the ball flew at his face. I love it. It's probably the first time he's had one of his own spheres attack him. So he was just like, seriously? You're going to throw my own balls back in my face? This is weird. Why there's a creature coming out of his forehead? Is that the creature that's animating the dead body? That is the tall man? Questions. They should have just named this movie Questions. Instead of Phantasm, it'd be like Questions. What movie are you watching? Questions. Oh yeah, what's going on? I have no idea. I have so many questions. I don't know. I don't know what's happening in this movie called Questions, man. I'm hoping they'll make one called Answers because I have no clue. But it's alright. It leaves some shit up to your imagination. That kind of makes you the co-director. I like that in a lot of scenes. You guys have probably heard me talk about that if you've watched enough of my reviews. as the director, you're responsible for everything. You're responsible for what the audience thinks is happening. Now, if you want them to know, you can let them know. But there are times when you don't answer questions as a director so that you can bring in audience participation and make the viewer the co-director, because then they're filling in the blanks that you leave. So, but it's a very it can be a thin line between making a movie that just don't make sense and making one that doesn't make sense to the right degree that it engages you to fill in the plot holes yourself, which I think is gets the audience involved. It's better than just passively sitting there watching the movie. You get involved in trying to fill in the blanks. So it can work. It can totally work. It just depends on how you do it. And apparently the Phantasm movies did it right. Because they made 5 of these motherfuckers. They don't answer a lot of questions. They leave you with questions, but it just always leaves you wanting more. You just want more. You always want more of these movies. And I kind of want us to have more, but I don't at the same time. Because it could never be the same. Here we are. We're coming up at the end where it don't really make sense. Yeah, wouldn't be that'd be the first thing you do is check the coffin, wouldn't it be? And also, why did she steal a hearse? I guess that's what you have to steal, if that's what's around. But if you know that a problem is the dead people might not be dead, maybe not still don't steal a hearse, right? Like I know what I'm talking about. You want to have some more crazy sex, girl? Ew. She just pulls her hair out. And he's like, I knew it. You're bald. Here comes those bald jokes. You're bald like me. He should be totally attracted to her, right? Like, oh my God, you're my twin. We're both bald. We're meant to be. Look, I don't have any hair. He like pulls his part of his hair, what's left. I like this where he's all, oh, oh. He kind of looks like a goldfish. He's all, oh. And then the movie has to end the same way as the previous movie, which is them getting pulled out through some glass with an ambiguous ending. But that's what we love about Phantasm. Ambiguity. It's the questions that create the imagination. It's only a dream, and then Freddy appears. See, that'd have been the perfect time for Freddy to show up. It's only a dream. And then Freddy's like, hell yeah, it is. Nice hearing from you, Carlos. And he just throws that in there just for no reason. And they're all like, who the fuck is Carlos? I don't even know. I literally don't even know a Carlos. I don't know who he's talking about. Nice hearing from you, though. I'm telling you, Elm Street and Phantasm can blend. They can blend. Get it done, Hollywood. You bastards. And don't let the MPAA tell you to take that shit out. Classify it as an action movie and you'll be just fine. Classify it as a war movie, and then you don't have to cut any gore or any violence. It's totally okay. I'm now sitting in the dark because there was sunlight when I started this, and now I'm sitting in the dark. So, well, that was a fun time. Not the best Drunkentary, not the worst. It's about in the middle. It was about a middle one, and that's fine. It's better than nothing. 9-year anniversary Drunkentary should be mediocre, shouldn't it? Perfect representation. Anyway, this is fun. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for letting me talk a lot of shit about this movie that people really worship and love. And I definitely did talk a lot of shit about it, but I still love it too. Nah, I don't put it up on as high of a pedestal as everyone else. But the whole Phantasm franchise is something special. And I think it's just the questions. It leaves you with the right kind of questions. But yeah, so thanks to everybody that's been there for me, or with me for 9 years or however long you've been a Death Twitch subscriber. I can try to put out these once in a while. I feel like I just don't have it in me to do the reviews anymore or at the moment. But it's always fun doing a Drunkentary, and hopefully you guys also have as much fun as I do, because it's just fun being silly. But anyway, maybe we'll do some more for the rest of the Phantasms, or at least the 3 and 4. We'll do a couple Drunkentaries for 3 and 4, and we don't need to do a Drunkentary for part 5 because nobody's gonna watch that shit. But anyway, yeah. Enjoy the rest of your day and or night. Continue to get drunk, and something about balls and tall men. All right, later on.